You are now watching the Queen Chioma.
Yep, 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 yep.
So hey guys, I'm back with another video. So tonight's video is yet again another Chioma Chats video podcast edition. So by the title, we're going to be talking about Khloe Kardashian and her new face. Khloe Kardashian debuted her new look to her Instagram page, and Khloe is now the face for Ipsy. Now if you don't know what Ipsy is, it is a beauty subscription company that sends you monthly makeup and beauty products. Khloe was promoting her new collection called the Glam Bag, and she shared a video to her Instagram basically letting people know about her favorite makeup, hair care, and skincare essentials. Now from watching this promotional video, you notice that Khloe's face looks completely different. Of course, Khloe has had several changes to her body and face throughout the years. She's been on TV for almost 15 plus years consistently, so of course she's going to change her appearance. But this time around, Khloe looks different in a way that wasn't really appealing. Take a look.
I absolutely love every single one of these products, and I'm so excited for you guys to get your hands on it. You guys are going to just love it.
Hi you guys, it's Khloe, and you guys, this is it. I am so excited I finally get to unveil my first collaboration with Ipsy. My Glam Bag X is a few of my most favorite things, my ride or dies. Now you guys know how important glam is in my life, and I have taken little bits, tricks, tips, all of that from my fabulous glam team, and I'm gonna put a few of my favorite things in my glam bag. When you grow up with a mom and sisters as glam as mine, makeup and skincare is essentially a part of your DNA. I would spend hours upon hours watching Kourt and Kim do their own makeup. Over the years, I've created my own glam style, but I still have taken some of their tips and tricks and I apply it in my everyday life.
So unfortunately for Khloe, all people could focus on was how stiff and how frozen her face looked, the new color of her skin, how tanned it was, and just how everything just looked a little bit off. She almost looked like she was in a daze. Like you can see that she's clearly plumped up her lips, her skin is a lot more tanned, her jawline has gotten slimmer, and she has some form of fillers in her face. Many of her fans were a bit concerned, and other social media users started to call out the difference in her original face and what it looks like now. It was actually very shocking. It almost looks like she had an allergic reaction, but we all know that this is just a cosmetic procedure, if not an array of cosmetic procedures gone too far. Now, I know all of you were expecting me to drag Khloe and go off on her about wanting to look like a black woman, her wanting to reap the benefits of looking like a black woman or following the black female aesthetic, even though she's white. But I'm not gonna do that in this video. And I advise y'all to look at this from a completely different perspective. I think there's a bigger issue to discuss here. So I've broken my video down into two main talking points, so let's get right into this video. So point number one is the result of bullying. I started watching Keeping Up with the Kardashians show when it first came out in 2007. I'm not sure why I ever started watching it. It was just on one day and I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch it, and I liked it, so I kept watching it. I found their families to be very interesting, especially when they were in their earlier stages of fame, and they were a lot more entertaining and average. So between her older sisters, Kourtney and Kim, Khloe just looks completely different from Kourtney and Kim. Kourtney and Kim are short, they have a little bit more tan or olive skin, they have very dark hair, and they just look a little bit more Armenian than Khloe does. I remember watching an episode where they said Khloe came out with blonde curly hair and she just looks completely different from her older sisters when she was a baby. Furthermore, both Kourtney and Kim are short and petite, and Khloe is long and tall and has a way bigger build than them. So subsequently, growing up, Khloe has always been seen as the fat sister, the ugly sister, and the oddball. And I don't know how many of you actually have sisters or a lot of sisters, but it really sucks being compared to your sister. It's actually a very terrible feeling to be compared to your own sibling, especially when y'all are sisters. And I feel like this constant reminder of her differences in her sisters that are seen as very beautiful, Kim Kardashian being considered one of the most beautiful women in the world, has definitely taken a toll on Khloe's self-esteem for years. We can say what we want about Khloe and her actions, but when it comes to the idea of her self-esteem through her physical appearance, I think more girls struggle with this than people like to give her credit for. When your family is seen as icons in beauty, whether people agree with that or not, the pressure to maintain a certain image is going to be very intense. I have constantly spoken on my channel about the pressures a lot of us women face when it comes to social media and the content that we consume. Whether that means body shape or size, face proportions, trendy clothes and designers, or simply the amount of followers and engagement that you have. And although people idolize celebrities or hold them to a higher standard or pedestal, they face the same pressures as the average person. This is why I constantly tell my viewers, don't idolize idolize a celebrity because they're humans just like you and I. They go through the same emotions, the same pressures, and the same expectations that we all feel or have. Their struggle is just publicized to so many different people on a broader spectrum. So for years, Khloe has been berated for her looks, even when she was in her most natural state and her weight was the biggest issue. And not that Khloe was even fat, she was just bigger in comparison to her two older sisters and even her two younger sisters. Kendall and Kylie have a different father, so their bodies are naturally more slender and slim, and they don't really have much curve at all. So Khloe has just really been the middle sister who has always been like the oddball shape, size, and height. When I started watching the Keeping Up franchise, Khloe was actually my favorite on the show because she was very honest, she was sometimes really funny, and it was good to see her as a more practical sister through her mannerisms and her personality. But through the last couple of years, she has completely changed, and I feel like there are many reasons as to why this is happening. So the constant bullying from social media as well as her own family has caused indelible self-esteem damage. Say what you want about the Kardashians, but I can't deny how being at that level of fame and being talked about in that form and fashion can actually really affect somebody. It's one thing for us to comment on the actions of all of these individuals, but their bodies and their physical appearance is something that would affect anybody regardless of their fame, fortune, or status. I remember an episode where Kim was trying to encourage Khloe to lose weight, and she did help Khloe lose weight to the point where she looked like she had a natural, slimmer look. But that was during the times where we didn't know or didn't really see many celebrities and social media influencers actively getting cosmetic procedures to their bodies. So we don't know if she really went to the gym and lost that weight initially, or if it was just something that she did through cosmetic enhancement. But we all know that eventually Khloe did go and get a lot of work done to her face and body, and I feel like it's because she has never been able to shake the results of bullying. You may not be a fan of the Kardashians, but being a person with a huge platform, the pressure to be perfect is going to be super hard, and unfortunately, because people are going to constantly berate her for her looks, she's going to continue to try and find the perfect look, not realizing that nobody is perfect and there should be a cutoff to how much you do to yourself. But when your entire life involves you being in front of the limelight and people constantly pick you apart for what you look like, this is literally the result, y'all. Like, this is literally the result. Now, although it's still very offensive to try and look like somebody that you're not, especially when it comes to race, Khloe was obviously affected by the insecurities that come when the man you love cheats on you. I've been in relationships where I'll take back a cheater time and time again, and it affected my self-esteem because the question then becomes, what is wrong with me? What does she have that I don't have? And what can I do to make him stay, respect me, and not hurt me again? The entire Jordan Woods, Tristan Thompson, and Khloe Kardashian situation was very messed up on everybody's end. Khloe wasn't innocent, Jordan wasn't innocent, and Tristan definitely wasn't innocent. But I want y'all to be real. If you've ever been cheated on and then got a glimpse of the person that your significant other stepped out on you with, it makes you feel love when that person has no form of similarity to you in looks. And I've been there before, and I feel like Khloe has been chasing this ideal physical appearance to appease Tristan, not understanding that it doesn't matter if she was the most beautiful woman in the world. Tristan's choices and actions have nothing to do with Khloe. It has everything to do with how ain't shit of a nigga he is, okay? Tristan's first child's mother looks more similar to Jordan Woods than she does Khloe Kardashian. So I feel like Khloe knows that in the back of her head, Tristan has a thing for light-skinned black women or mixed women or women that just appear more biracial or racially ambiguous than he does any other type of woman. And although Tristan does seem like the type to penetrate his pulsing, piping penis into anybody's pretty pink pussy, we all know that the hurt that comes with cheating oftentimes results in questioning your looks because as women, there's a lot of pressure on us to feel defined by what we look like. Sometimes the Kardashians do go overboard, actually a lot, but with some of the things that they choose to do to their physical appearance where it's offensive. But I think Khloe's level of physical alteration has even surpassed offensive. It's really unfortunate to see someone causing a permanent detriment to their body. And I can be fair and say people bullied her for what she looked like naturally, and then when she tried to change herself to fit the social standard, people still bullied her. When you're a celebrity in this situation, you can't really win for losing. There's no happy medium, and you have to do what you want to do and what makes you happy. But I don't think Khloe Kardashian is happy with her looks, which brings me to my next point. Now, my second and final point is body dysmorphia. I think Khloe Kardashian is definitely suffering from a level of body dysmorphia at an extreme level. No matter how much money she has, the insecurities are going to shine bright like a diamond in the sky. And I think the body dysmorphia is because of the type of comparisons that she has been given over the past couple of years. Again, having to grow up with two sisters that are small and petite, and then you're the big one, that's going to play a lot of pressure for you to feel that you have to be smaller. So I feel like her body dysmorphia is caused by those comparisons, as well as her finally getting to a socially ideal body size and weight, but still not being able to shake the shackles of not looking like Kourtney or Kim. Let's also talk about how Photoshop, Facetune, Airbrush, and all of these different apps and tools add to body dysmorphia. When you're constantly viewing yourself with filters and edits, and you're constantly looking at images that portray the best version of you, that adds a high level of body dysmorphia. A lot of these social media media influencers do suffer from body dysmorphia, whether y'all want to believe it or not. Many of these girls that are pretty girls on Instagram don't show you what they look like without makeup, hair, or filters. Some of them may come on camera barefaced or with their natural hair, but there's still a filter on their live streams and some of their quote-unquote natural pictures. It's almost shocking when people see that these big name influencers have pores on their skin or texture on their face and bags underneath their eyes, which is something that is normal and common in so many different people. But when your job is to look pretty and perfect all the time, it causes body dysmorphia on the individual as well as people consuming that content, because you begin to believe that that's what you're supposed to look like at all times when you don't really look like that. Then you think there's something wrong with you. And I feel like this happens with Khloe and thousands of other social media influencers and normal social media users like you and I. There are a lot of girls who now get called a catfish because the imagery that they put on the internet doesn't match the in-person format of themselves. And I think there are many people that are unaware of how dramatic they look in comparison to social media and in real life. I don't feel like there's anything wrong with a little enhancement to your pictures like fun filters or edits to fix skin texture or flyaways on your hair or even small nips and tucks. But when you are night and day from real life and your social media, body dysmorphia is evident. And people don't give body dysmorphia the credit that it deserves in applying to the many people that it actually affects. Looking at Khloe Kardashian, you can see that she has a very pinched nose, almost Michael Jackson-like. It's a bit crooked. Her face looks tight and unmovable, and she overall just looks uncomfortable. Not to mention her new black face where she keeps tanning herself at all times to look a little bit more racially ambiguous, knowing that this is really just a white woman at the end of the day. And although we can say people need to learn to love themselves naturally, the reality is the pressure for her is not what it is like for the average person like you or I. It's way easier for her to fall into this when she's been in the limelight for years. Now, granted, that is a personal choice that all of these individuals make, being influencers and media personalities, and I don't believe it's anybody's job or obligation to make anyone feel secure about themselves, but I cannot deny the inevitable, which is they all fall for the pressure to be perfect. And it's kind of sad because it happens to more people than just Khloe Kardashian. I feel like people try to give Lil' Kim an excuse as to why she changed herself and saying that she was dealing with the pressures of colorism within the rap music industry, but at the end of the day, that doesn't negate the fact that Lil' Kim looks terrible. She doesn't look like anything close to her original face. She's completely botched and butchered her face, and it's almost uncomfortable to look at her. Lil' Kim is an extreme version of what happens when you keep allowing the pressures to be perfect to consume you. And honestly, Khloe is headed down that path if she doesn't stop and if she doesn't get the body dysmorphia under control. If you're trying to look like your social media self in real life, you're really suffering because nobody's perfect and social media is really an illusion and an alternative reality. All in all, enough is enough, and I think we all need a refresh on what really comes with a certain lifestyle and also what comes with just being a normal social media user in this day and age. Khloe was clearly bullied into plastic surgery even though she still made the choice to get it, but I feel like the pressures that come with being a Kardashian didn't necessarily suit what Khloe liked or wanted, but she grew to be amongst the individuals who have a mindset that they have to be perfect. It's like when it comes to Hollywood, only the strongest survive. Each and every one of these celebrities, big or small, have had work done to their face and body. There is not one natural celebrity, whether you want to believe it or not. It's kind of sad that Khloe low-key looks a little older than her own mother, and these gradual changes have not really served her a benefit. It was a point in time where she looked fine even with the enhancements, and there's nothing wrong with surgery, but this is clearly excessive. I hope that she can actually seek some professional therapy to aid in all of her trauma that she's facing and has faced with the public embarrassment from Tristan, all of the pressure from her family and the media puts on her to remain perfect, and I hope that she has a real conversation with herself. Something that I would advise a lot of you women to do is not lie to yourself. Even if you don't want to admit your accountability to others, don't lie to yourself when you know deep down inside what's bothering you, what problems you possess, and what certain actions that you're doing that are not serving as a benefit to you. The beauty standard shouldn't have to be that you have to go under the knife, okay? I feel like Khloe really needs to stop playing with her face and body because she's gonna end up ruining herself. I'm not sure if the changes are boosting her confidence or making her feel special, but I feel like she has to get it through her head that all of this is not the right way to achieve whatever she's trying to achieve. Her self-happiness is not going to come in a physical format. It's an internal journey that takes a long time. For some people, it takes a lifetime to reach a level of peace with your life and who you are, and that also includes what you look like. She definitely could have built her brand on so much more than what she has now become to be known for. And I get that we all have our own insecurities, and if you have the money, go for it. I completely support that, but undergoing this magnitude of plastic surgery doesn't boost self-esteem. It's kind of sad that she really is this insecure and she hasn't stopped and hasn't reached a checkpoint yet. And whether it was Khloe Kardashian or a black woman that we all know and love and praise in the media, the same message applies regardless of the example here. Therapy is way less expensive than surgery, and Khloe Kardashian, in addition to thousands of other women who participate in social media influencing through beauty, need it so that they can regulate how far is too far. It's almost like I'm seeing a body double with some of these girls who don't appear to be who they think that they are. And let's not forget, Khloe Kardashian is in her early 30s, which is actually very young and too young to be touching your face at this magnitude. I went in for my microneedling treatment a few weeks ago, and even my own dermatologist didn't touch some of the areas on my face because of my age and me being very young. And she wanted to make it clear that there were just certain things that I don't need to be doing to my face since I'm very young and I still have yet to develop. Honestly, y'all, this is a scary thing to witness, regardless if it's Khloe Kardashian, Little Kim, whomever. Please do not let the pressures of the internet drive you to do things that are overboard. You get one body, and your body is your temple, and you have to protect it and treat it the best you can. And I know there's a lot of pressure out there, but please find a happy medium and a balance between physicality and your mental health before you end up botching yourself in the name of vanity. So that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please let me know your commentary on my commentary down below. Don't forget to follow me on all of my social media networks, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.
And I loved you, but I don't need you. And you thought that I would never ever leave you. I'm on my own now, so what's up now? And you know I don't really give a fuck now.